So you know how I said in the last episode that I wasn't going to do omakes anymore because I kind of find them boring and not really exciting? Well, I'm going to have to retract that statement, okay? So, I posted the video, alright, very fun times, right? And I got two Redditors. Coincidentally, one of them is also user slash when I'm having, so thanks, man. Alright, basically these two people kind of, convinced me, alright? Convinced me is, I guess, the correct term to basically do the omakes because 104.5 actually kind of important to the story, right? So, welcome to Tonikaku Kawaii chapter 104.5, brought to you by user slash where I'm having this group of friends. Here you go, alright? I don't have anything else to say, so let's just jump right into it. So, our story starts off with Tokiko. She's basically, she's cut a couple bridges or two here in her life, alright? They've been for Skasa-chan's sake, to basically get her to the moon, right? That's what she says, right? So, Tokiko, she believed that she was doing fine, alright? She was doing great in her progress to basically get Skasa-chan to the moon, right? Or so she thought, alright? Because sadly, when Tokiko got hands of the moon rock, alright? If you know the moon rock, you know what it is, right? It's the thing that Tokiko got from NASA, right? So, she apparently showed it to Skasa-chan, right? Now, let's just say that Skasa-chan was a little disappointed, alright? Well, not disappointed, just sad, I guess. She had a face of sorrow, right? She was tired, right? She was like, okay, I'm done. I'm just gonna go to sleep, alright? She looked visibly sad, right? Tokiko, she's like, wait, Skasa-chan, we can talk about this. This is just the beginning, right? It sounds like one of those failed businesses that you'd get every so while, It's like, your friend is like, please hear me out, we can work on this, we can make it better, right? And then it never works out, but, I'm just getting pessimistic, right? So, Tokiko is like, listen, Skasa-chan, give me 2 more years, alright? I'm this close to doing it, right? So, Skasa-chan, she's like, listen, enough is enough. It's time for you to stop, alright? You can't anymore, right? It's time to stop, all right? Let this dream go, right? So, Skasa-chan, she said that on like a cold winter night, so, ooh, eerie, eerie emotions and stuff, or whatever that's called, right? And she leaves the house, right? Tokiko, she kind of believed that Skasa-chan would never return again. And if you thought that was weird, it gets a little weirder, right? Because Skasa-chan returns, right? Tokiko, she's like, oh my god, this is great, this is fantastic, you love to see it, you really do, right? But Skasa-chan has only come back under some terms, alright? So, Skasa-chan basically tells Tokiko, you did say 2 years, correct? Tokiko is like, yes, I did say 2 years, right? So, basically, they have come to an agreement. Skasa-chan will stay with her for 2 years, right? She'll let Tokiko try and continue for 2 years, right? If she can't do it in 2 years, alright. Tokiko basically gonna have to stop, and, she's gonna have to go enjoy her life, right? Because it's gonna be ending soon, alright? That's what Skasa-chan says, right? And, I'm just gonna come up with a theory right here on the fly. I think that, while this is taking place, NASA's at the hospital right now, and those 2 years that she says basically are those 2 years where, like, NASA doesn't meet Skasa-chan at all in the slightest. I think they did say 2 years in the beginning, alright? I may be wrong, but that's just my little theory, right? So, these words have basically, I guess, inspired Tokiko, alright? Tokiko has, realized, yes, this is why Skasa-chan is, like, the best, alright? She can inspire, our hearts and everything, right? And, it cuts to much later on in time, right? So, Tokiko, she's, it's been the 2 years, right? It's passed already, and it's time for, it's basically time for her to stop, alright? Tokiko, she believes she has done far more than anyone has ever been able to, right? That's what she thinks, right? But now it's time for NASA's turn to do this, alright? Now it's time for NASA to carry on the torch in a way, and basically, fulfill Skasa-chan's promise of, going to the moon, right? Tokiko built the foundation, now NASA's gonna build the skyscraper, stuff like that. Tokiko looks up at the moon, a final time, and she's like, damn, the moon truly is beautiful. And that's where the short story ends. So, after the little chapter, there's like the weird little comic strip, which I also am going to do, right? So this time's comic strip, the story of the comic strip is basically, alright, if you don't know, Skasa-chan is a massive weeb, alright? She really loves to read manga, alright? So, apparently, she basically announces to NASA that they have a problem, right? NASA, little confused, slightly worried. He's like, what? We have a problem? Right? Skasa-chan explains herself. She's like, listen, alright? The manga takes 3 months to have a full volume, alright? But the magazines, dude, they get it like weekly or monthly, right? And, that kind of, is angering Skasa-chan, right? Because, she doesn't want spoilers, right? Nass is like, oh, that's what you meant. Okay, right? Skasa-chan, she's like, listen, Nass, you have to do something about this, right? Again, Nass is like, oh, what the hell am I gonna do about this, man? I'm not the manga, I'm not the mangaka. I don't know what the fuck is supposed to happen, right? Nass is like, just go delete Twitter and stuff, do that if you don't want spoilers, right? But, Skasa-chan, she's like, no, I'm not going to do that, right? And, Nass is like, Jesus Christ, then why don't you just buy the magazine or something for it, right? Skasa-chan, she's like, no. I don't feel like it. I just don't feel like it, right? And then Skasa-chan basically just goes, why don't just, manga artists basically just, have the fucking, the manga volume out on the same day as the magazine, right? Nass is like, I mean, the authors would die, so... it's probably not for the best that they do that, just saying, right? And that's basically where, the little short story ends. There's also the weird little page that always happens for, the Hayate YouTube channel. Go check it out if you want. I'm not gonna say anything about it, right? Yeah, that's about it. Am I gonna do other omakes? Like I said last time, probably not, alright? But, if I get kindly asked to, alright? Emphasis on the kindly, alright? Maybe I'll do them, alright? Anyways, this has been the little omake 104.5, alright? I hope that you enjoyed, and, yeah, goodbye.